Dude, sometimes in life there are going to be places and things and situations that you just can't control and you cannot change the outcome of. And today I want to talk about the power of detachment and why maybe if we let go of these situations, these people, and these outcomes, it can actually turn to good. Have you ever noticed that the more you hold on tightly to a situation, for example, a person or a relationship that's already gone off, or a friendship that you really, really miss, the harder you hold on to it, the more it actually slips away? That's because you are controlling something that is not in your hands. It's like basically if I take like a palm of sand and if I grab some sand, the tighter I hold it, the more it's gonna fall. So detachment and the power of detachment is talking about how to let it go. So I want to dive into what really detachment means and why people feel like it's about not caring. No, it's not about, okay, I don't care what happens to me and whatever happens, like, I'm not goal oriented anymore and I'm not action oriented. I'm not action based. I'm not taking any tasks or I'm not fulfilling them because I don't care. No, detachment is not about that. It's basically freeing yourself from the need of controlling outcomes which are beyond your control. It's controlling what you feel about a situation. It's allowing the fact that you are letting go of something that you can't really put your hands on. So attachment to any sort of situation or any sort of person. I'm sure in your life you have felt a place, a job, a creative outlet. There has been some change, some big change in your life that you feel like if this happens, I'm going to lose everything that I am. So, if, for example, I say that if I lose my job tomorrow, I'm going to completely change into a different person. I'm not going to be able to get as many good opportunities as I could if I had that job. But that's not true. Because when you get attached to people's opinions of you or the attached situations that, okay, I need this to feel happy, I need this situation to feel worthy, that's when you're going to start creating this unhealthy attachment to the situation. So the power of detachment is allowing it to go. It's just fine. Okay, I can't control the situation right now. There's not much I can do about it. And the reason why I can't do much about it is because it's not something I can control. Take a situation where, for example, if tomorrow someone just decides to leave you, someone really close to you decides to leave you, and they say, you know what, I can't do this anymore, and I don't want to be with you. There are some things that I don't like about you and your personality, or maybe some things you did in your past that I just can't accept about you, and I'm going to leave you. There are not many ways that you can bring that certain person back. Just take it as an example, that you cannot bring that certain person back anymore. So what are you going to do? You can't do anything. So when you realize that this is a situation out of your control, you'll be able to accept that, okay, this is something that I can't control. This is not something that I can change no matter what I do. And the only thing that I can do right now is just accept it and move on to allow more doors to open up for me. The reason why detachment is so important in this generation is because we are immensely comfortable with attachment. We love to know that this person, this situation, this thing, that feeling is going to be there tomorrow. We want to know that this job is going to exist tomorrow. That is the comfort in having things consistent. We're not used to change. So the moment you start programming, that's what I want to talk about, is that how do we start understanding the power of detachment? How do we feel better about it? How do we use it to channelize more abundance in our life? What we have to do is we need to start accepting that this is something we can't change. Notice that cling. Whenever you feel anxious or stressed, just ask yourself that, what am I holding on so tightly right now? What am I holding on to? Be aware. That's the first step. You have to understand, take a step back, take a third person and look at yourself from a third person's aspect and see that, okay, this me right now, Gia, it's clinging on to this situation because she's afraid that she might not get more. So the same way, what do you feel that you're clinging on to that you can't get more? Why is it that you feel you can't get more? Every door that closes, there's always going to be another one open. And trust me, this happens to everyone in their lives. You have to be aware of the change. You have to be aware of the clinginess that you're holding on to certain situations. The next thing is to remind yourself that you can't control how things unfold. The only thing you can control is your actions on how you react to that unfolding. If I'm going to consistently stick to my past and be like, no, I can't believe that change, or I can't imagine that this happened to me, and I really want that person back, I really want that job back, I wish I could earn as much as I could in the previous 5 months that I earned, like, why am I not getting that much investment or dividends as I used to before? Whatever it is that you feel in your mind, that you feel like, oh, I wish I had that, or I want that back, it's not going to happen. And that's the rough truth. That's the honest truth that you need to start accepting. The moment you can start accepting that this thing is out of my control, trust me, it's not losing control. It is not feeling like I'm losing control. In fact, you'll gain control. You'll gain control of your mind. You'll be like, you know what? I know that this is something that's totally out of my reach. If it's not in your actions, if it cannot be changed with your actions, if it cannot be changed with your feelings, if it cannot be changed with your routine, if it cannot be changed by the environment, then it's out of your control. And it's not something that requires you to change. Without focusing on your past, you'll be able to, in fact, actually start practicing gratitude as well. Instead of worrying about what you might lose, you'll be able to appreciate what you actually have. When you start seeing that loss is just a way of opening up things that I am able to receive more of, you'll be more grateful about what you have. And that's the only way that you can actually practice this type of detachment is to start meditating. The only way you can really practice how to detach from a situation or a person or a people that you feel so close to is to spend a few minutes every single day observing your thoughts. Detachment is not about stopping your thoughts. It's not about saying that, okay, I'm not going to feel this anymore. No, it's about watching them without reacting. If I am seeing that, okay, today I feel a bit scared about losing a job that I really like, you're not going to let it control you. You're not going to create a bodily reaction to the thought that's serving in your mind, because your mind is separate. So try to take a certain object right around you. Okay, I'm just going to take like these pair of glasses, and I'm going to see, and I'm going to tell myself that these pair of glasses is my mind. Okay, and my mind at the moment is creating like so many different thoughts, and it's going all crazy right now, and it's thinking that what if I don't do this and I don't do that, then my mind is not going to be able to open up, my life's not going to be able to be good again, I'm not going to be able to wear it the same way or embrace it the same way. When you start seeing that your mind is away from you and you look at it as an object, you'll start seeing that this is what my mind is thinking. My mind is clinging on to a situation which is completely out of my control. I can't control what happens to me. So when you see that this is something that's exterior to you, take your mind as something that's exterior and say that the power of detachment is understanding that if this situation doesn't happen to me, nothing's going to change. Nothing major is going to change inside me, because the only thing that will change is it's going to hurt my expectations. It's going to hurt my feelings. And you shouldn't allow that to happen. Because if something that's happening outside of your control has changed an environment inside you, that means you're allowing that external thing, which has no relevance to you, entirely change your whole body. There are days where I've seen that people who have like horrible, shitty days, and like they get laid off their job or something, they allow that thing to consume them like anything. And I've had days where maybe I lost like a previous partner. I've had days where I've lost my previous partner, and I remember saying the fact that I can't eat for 3 weeks straight. I mean, I lost almost 17 kgs because I couldn't eat. So the thing is, you're allowing your mind to create a feeling in your body which is creating a reaction. And that's what you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to see it as an external thing. So getting back to the main topic is, imagine you're trying to control a river. That's what the power of detachment is. It's that no matter how hard you try to control that river, the water will flow the way it's meant to. That's how it is. That's what life is. You can only flow with it, not fight it. Do not be the koi fish that goes reverse from the river's water. Go with the flow. So think of your relationships, per se, as holding a bird. If you squeeze the bird too tightly, it's gonna suffer, right? If you squeeze the bird way too tightly, it's not gonna be able to breathe. But if you hold it gently, it will actually be able to live. And maybe it will fly. Maybe it will fly away from you, or maybe it will return back. But that's something out of your control. You can't chop its wings and keep it in a cage. So remember, the power of detachment is understanding that these are things out of my control. These are things that I'm unable to take a hold of, and that's okay. Because sometimes external circumstances are really, really, really not some things that we can change. And the only way that we can feel better is trying to understand that our mind, the way it tries to make us feel worse and anxiety and makes us feel worry, is to realize that the mind is an external aspect of our body. It's just a part of the body the way the heart is. The heart pumps blood, the mind creates problems. That's what the mind has to do, and you can't get mad at it because that's its purpose. So the next time you feel like you're losing out on something, just remember that this is my mind and that's what it thinks, but I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm not going to create feelings. I'm not going to allow it to produce tear in my body. I'm not going to allow all of these things to happen because of an external thing inside my body. So remember, detachment is not about giving up. It's basically about gaining freedom. You know, when you let it go, you create space for joy. You create space for love. You create space for understanding and acceptance that, okay, these are things that I can't control. And start small, you know, that's one thing I'd say. Like, just start small. Notice one thing that you're holding on to today and just try to let it go. Say, okay, if it doesn't happen, it's fine. You know, I've done what I could. Like, this is my actions. This is what I can control. But if it doesn't happen, I can't really change it. So if this resonated with you, I want you to just leave a comment about what you're ready to let go of. Really, what do you feel ready to let go of? And you don't have to be completely ready, but what do you want to be ready to let go of? And just don't forget to like and share this video. Share these with your family members. Share these with people that you really feel need to understand that you can't control every situation. And let me know what you think.